Hey everyone, welcome back to my story with Porsche Part 2. Truth be told, this video is a little late. I wanted it to come out on the 15th of September of this year, which is 2025, because that is the official, or was, I should say, the official 10-year anniversary of me buying and taking delivery of my first Porsche, which is the car that you see pictured here. If anyone is new to my channel and you don't know what the deal is with this car, go check out the original video that I made a couple years ago, and you'll see everything that happened with this car and the journey that I went on with it. And I've wanted to make this video now, not only because it's been 10 years and I have a lot of stuff to look back and reflect on, but I wanted to look back and reflect on just more so of what life has been like post all of this stuff happening and how it's kind of carried forward in an odd way that I wasn't expecting. And, rather than continue to talk about everything that happened in the past to get to here, I wanted to make this video about looking forward and what might be next. So, yeah, man, just a young buck. Truth be told, when I look back at that car, I really do still miss it. There's a lot of charm that the early cars have that I think gets looked past upon. But they really are, in their own kind of way, special cars. So I hold the early cars in a bit of a high regard, or at least a higher regard than I did all those years ago when I was shopping. Initially, I didn't care about what I got into. I just knew that I wanted it to be guards red, wanted it to have black rims, and I wanted it to be manual with black interior. That's all that I cared about. And after pouring so much of my life into that car and growing and developing with it, what I really learned that I enjoy the most is just sharing it, just sharing the passion. That to me is what I really truly enjoy the most. So like there's an engineering nerd in me that loves to just tinker with the car. Sure, there's the regular car enthusiast in me that just has to deal with stuff breaking and fixing it and whatever. And I like to turn that into posting YouTube videos and talking about the cars. And then, of course, there's the driving element. Like, these cars are just ridiculously fun to drive. They are so unbelievably underrated in the Porsche community. It's actually baffling. They're getting some love now. But, man, if you haven't driven a 944, and, like, whatever, if you're so worried about the power, then go drive an S2. Go drive a turbo. Like, they're so much fun. And those things have all culminated into what it's been like to own this car. And so initially when I got the new car from Mike, I just really wanted to respect, in all honesty, his car for the longest time. And even now to this day, I still feel like it really is his car, even though I've owned it for 4 times as long and I've put maybe 26,000 more miles on it. But there is a part within me that still feels just a level of respect and needing to respect this car in a very specific way, because I have such a great relationship with the person who sold it to me. And I really honor that, I think, by not modifying the car at all for majority of the time that I've owned it thus far, at least. And I know Mike didn't even want that from the beginning. Mike has always been the person of, it's your car, do whatever you want with it. He's got his way of doing things, and everyone has their way of doing things. And for as long as I could, I basically just kept the car as stock as possible. I've driven it every single day, or at least to the best of my ability, driven it almost every day. Used it for work. I've used it for flight school. Love taking it to shows. Picked up Christmas trees in both cars, kept that tradition going for as long as I could. And I've just enjoyed the hell out of the car for what it is. And so after all this time, as the maintenance things start popping up, I started to develop my own ethos, which I talked a little bit about in a different video, which was just how do you own these cars and keep them relatively affordable or maintainable or whatever. And my ethos, my philosophy has been, whenever stuff breaks, Instead of spending absorbent amounts on OEM stuff, go for the upgrade. Go for the stuff that's going to make the car better. If you need new shocks, don't replace them with just OEM ones. You might as well upgrade the shocks then. If my MAF was starting to go out, then just replace it with, or if the airflow meter was going out, replace it with a MAF. Just stuff like that. Get better tires. And that has really been what's allowed me to characterize and personalize the ownership experience to me. And it's been a whole journey that I've been on with this car that's been just an absolute blast. And my favorite thing is just sharing that with other people and letting people know out there that there is aftermarket support for these cars. Like, it's not just, keep it as OEM as possible, don't drive it, keep it in the garage, keep the car for a couple months, then flip it. Like, hell no, man. It's your car. Enjoy it. Make it how you would want it. And so that's manifested into, like, what would I spec out on a Porsche today that I wouldn't have been able to afford, or that I can't afford on even a 981? Well, I would go for the LED matrix headlights. I'd go for the leather package. I'd go for the CarPlay option, the whatever. And it's just made this car, it's highlighted, rounded out the driving experience, I should say. It's just made it comfortable to live with every single day and not feel like, I'm just driving an old car all the time. It feels, the spirit of the car is very much intact. It's still very much an NA mid-80s 944, but as far as the reliability goes, far improved. And as far as like the throttle response and being able to take it out in the canyons and being able to push the car a little bit harder, but at the same time maintaining the aesthetic and washing it and detailing and all that stuff. All of these things, I think, are quintessential to the Porsche experience. It's not just about fixing a broken or neglected car all the time. So all of this stuff goes into the ownership experience. And so now I'm sitting here looking at basically what is essentially my dream car. Everything that I could have cherry-picked and put into a Porsche 944 when I didn't necessarily have the means to do it all those years ago is pretty close to almost being done with this car, save for a couple things. And we're talking like lightweight things. And it's so funny because owning this car has allowed me the experience of driving other Porsches, specifically this year, which was really cool. But like being able to own the Boxster for the short amount of time that I did, and driving it and experiencing it and comparing it to what the 944 felt like, and driving the Taycan from the dealer event was so much fun. Going to club events and meeting new people, all that kind of stuff. Again, all this comes from owning this car, and so don't sleep on it. And I'd argue, quite frankly, I enjoyed driving the 944 more than I did the Boxster S. The Taycan to me felt eerily similar to just a heavier 944. It's so funny, but that's just how great the dynamic and the balance is of the 944 chassis. So I don't know, man. It's been fun, and I thought it would be a good time to just kind of reflect on all this and cherry pick some things that I really wanted to get out, and with retrospect now look at what I really appreciate about owning the car. And it's all those things. It's being able to do all those things. It's being able to share it with all of you guys. It's being able to meet people at Cars and Coffee and talk about, well, hey, don't rule this out, or what do you like about your car so much? And really just what boils down to making all of us Porsche nerds in the first place, And the funny thing is that is not unique to any specific model within the brand. Like if you talk to any Porsche nut, whether they're a 944 guy or they're a 911 guy or a Macan guy, a Boxster guy, or a vintage racer, doesn't matter. It seems to be that the same sort of passion brings everyone together. And I think that's why 944s are finally starting to get a little bit of love. And it's just been a total blast, really enjoying this car for what it is. And so now I find myself looking at, well, I've put a bunch of miles on the car. It's not necessarily going to be a museum piece. The car's never ever getting sold, so I could give a damn what the resale value is. I've learned my lessons with insurance. and I've learned how to basically cover myself and cover my investment and all that stuff, so I can kind of breathe a little bit easier when I take the car out. And as I alluded to earlier with driving the Boxster, I've sat there and I've just kind of gone back and forth, after owning that car, and just feeling like, man, I really wish I could have saved that car and rebuilt that engine. I've been going back and forth and saying, well, maybe what I need to do is just pick up another cheap Boxster from an auction. Who cares if it's got a blown engine, and try to save it, try to revisit that chapter and redo it. And because I really do, like, it's so funny, but with that car being gone, I miss it every single day. I wish I never got rid of it. And it sucks that car's gone. But I know that even if I had kept it here, it would just be rotting away, There's no way, especially in the position that I'm in with school and all this other kind of stuff, there's no way I could have just saved that car. And it sucks. But I want to take that lesson and see what I can do to apply that. So maybe I go pick up another one, try to fix it, try to do whatever. Or maybe I take this energy and completely build a new engine for the 944, separate from the one that's in the car right now. And basically just go like crazy. Bore out the block, make it a 3-liter, throw on a stage 2 head, cams, the whole 9 yards. But that's a story for another video. What I really want to close this video out in where I think the journey has taken me and where I think the journey is going to take me is to just continue to meet new people, continue to build on friendships, new and old, that I've made throughout these past couple years, thanks to this car, thanks to Mike, and thanks to all the other people who have just kind of entered my life in a weird way through just having a weird random car. It really is so much fun just to get together and meet people, and getting to go out for drives in the canyons has been such a total blast. And it's been validating to be able to take the car out there and really push it and know that all the work that I've been doing to it is worth it. And so I think a new goal needs to be, at some point I got to get out to 944 Fest. I mean, that's for sure. And ultimately, I don't really know what the next chapter is going to be like. I don't know if I'm going to mess around with this engine or build another engine or whatever, but I know that I want to do something fun. And who knows what kind of Porsches will be in the future, just depending on what I move to and what I hopefully am able to afford and migrate to next. But I know one thing's for sure. No matter what happens, this car is it's not leaving my sight. It's not leaving my ownership. So whatever's in store, whatever's next in the next part of the journey, this 86 Guards Red 944 is going to be a part of it.